Pisces, to your Astro Dice reading for January. First reading of 2025. Hope you guys are doing great out there. Friends, like this video, hit that big old like button, guys. And if you really like it and continue to keep coming back, hit that big old subscribe button. Okay. Let's see what's going on with you. For those of you who are new, this is where I take astrology with tarot and make a small horoscope for the month using only one of the 12 houses. So let's get in here and see what's going on with you, starting this fresh year with a fresh start in its own ways, right? With a fresh starting mind. That's the most important piece. Okay, let's see what we have here. We have some Saturn energy coming out, going straight into the 5th house with some Aquarius energy. Ooh. So we have Saturn over here. Saturn is talking about the part of you that accepts the challenge to gain the wisdom. Doing it with some Aquarius energy. This energy is freedom-loving, rebellious, idealistic, and technological. And going straight into the 5th house of creativity, love, romance, things that you are proud of. Having that fun as well. So really wanting to start out the new year over here on this, this 5th house energy. It doesn't mean the other houses are not affecting you. Of course they are. But this is the one that Spirit wants to talk about. So getting straight into the situation is saying that there's a part of you that wants to accept the challenge when it comes to the 5th house. Okay, so, and the situation also is the beginning of the month, the middle of the month, and the end of the month. Okay, so what do we have here? Using our new deck of cards I got for Christmas. Yay. Okay. Underneath the Saturn, it says that there are some disappointments that you're trying to understand and gain the wisdom. You feel like you might want to walk away from this situation and leave it behind. It's just so challenging trying to get to your abundance, trying to get to this new venture, this new prosperity where your hopes and dreams are coming true, trying to stabilize things. I feel like you think that maybe if I walk away from this situation, maybe I will find that stabilization. Maybe I will find this Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so it's about not giving and receiving. Someone does not want to open up when it comes to your, either having some fun, having some romance in the 5th house, right? So it's more like maybe they're on a power trip. But it does, no matter what it is, it's one-sided charity. Okay, I keep giving to them and they're not giving back to me. So what if I walk away? What if I just, leave? For some of them, I hear this thing like, will that make them chase me? Will that make them want to see what they're missing? The world, accepting a new world, and this becomes this new challenge in its own way, but it's kind of like, I want to complete this. Will this complete this cycle? So the challenge to accept it with the wisdom is kind of like, will this complete this cycle if I walk away? And how will it complete it, right? Going after your own legacy over here. Wanting this starry-eyed relationship, wanting to open up, wanting to heal from this situation. So it feels like the situation could use some healing. Over here on the love area, this 5th house, it's about releasing the chains and detaching from this situation. So there is something here that's saying, I want to restore this freedom. And here comes that Aquarius coming in where it says, I have this freedom. And the star is a beautiful Aquarius card as well, because it's also talking about freedom. But will it be, it's kind of interesting because it's kind of like, is it rebellious of me? I kind of see that when you see it with the Aquarius, right? Because Aquarius is rebellion. So it's kind of like, is it rebellious of me to walk away from this situation? Will they see me as a rebel for doing so? But and in some ways it's kind of interesting because it's kind of like, but, right? But if I do so, could this situation be more in my favor? Because the star card wants to be in the favor. So it's kind of like up in the air of how you are interacting with your thoughts. It feels more kind of like thoughts, right? Because you have Saturn here, but Saturn's also very karmic. And it is Capricorn energy. We're in Capricorn season, and you also have the devil, which is Saturn. So it's kind of like saying, but I know this is karmic, or this is becoming very karmic, right? Or two in one. Okay. It's starting to become there's something very attached over here, right? When it comes to this situation. But will this, detaching from them, will it help the situation? Will it help us out? Or is it, or is it just going to keep the bonds there of them trying to keep that control? So there's, trying to gain that wisdom of what to do. What do I do? So there, I could see that that's going to be a big thing, because I see you do want the change within the world. So going straight to the mid-month. That tower coming up. Another. So in the mid-month, it is about having a personal transformation. I do think a lot of you are going to walk away. Or at least distance yourself to a point to whether they either, get it or they don't. You know what I mean? We do have the personal transformation. I do see that there might be a little fear on your point that there is not going to be any kind of change. But it is kind of crazy, because it does feel like you've averted more of a disaster than maybe what you've seen coming, that you didn't see coming. So there is some kind of a disaster here that you don't see coming when it comes to this situation. So that's why I'm feeling like you did walk away. Okay. Because it's saying I averted a bullet. Why did you avert a bullet? I do feel that this person is very reckless. Okay, there's something going on with this person. The reason they're not giving. Okay. Maybe they're giving their energy somewhere else, or to something else, someone else, something, somewhere, something, someone, whatever. Yeah. Dodging a bullet over here with all the extra responsibilities, but it's like a bullet you didn't see coming. A financial loss. Avoiding conflict. So it does feel like this person has some kind of issue that's going on with them that was going to end up taking you downhill with them. Okay. This person has some issues. Might even be some mental, but it does feel like no matter what's going on in this situation, you've just moved on and dodged a bullet. Something that could have gotten worse. So whatever is going on within this situation, by you moving away, you are definitely, This person has no passion or motivation. It just feels like they keep worming themselves into a bigger hole, or they want to fight more. So it does feel like you just, definitely lack of teamwork. They just got themselves into a big hole. It just feels like whatever's going on over here, Pisces, it feels like they're digging. Like when you dig a karmic trench. But the only difference is it feels like their karmic trench at the mid-month, whatever they're doing, they're getting in more trouble, more trouble, more trouble. It's like their trench is getting deeper than you could imagine. It's almost like to the point where it's like I'd rather be alone than have to deal with this, but I do feel like they're getting themselves into more trouble just kind of looking. I want to kind of go back. It's kind of crazy. I do feel like I want to go back to the devil up there for just a second. I want to kind of see, like, because it is showing they have some toxic behavior. So, like, what is it? Broken family, causing disconnection, struggles in the relationships, misplaced values, domestic disharmony. So it does feel like they're just kind of causing, they could be causing problems with family members as well. And that may be why you feel like you dodged a bullet, because maybe you're having issues with your family as well about being in this relationship, or how they're, treating other family members, something of this nature. The way that they keep disconnecting, shattering dreams. I don't know what they're doing, but it seems very dark, and it seems like they're on this kind of pattern of destruction. And they're kind of trying to bring you down with them. So it does feel like you walking away, it accepts the challenge to gain the wisdom. The wisdom is by walking away. You were really dodging bullets over here when it comes to this person. It could even be a third party situation with the Three of Pentacles. It's like you have to work alone, but it does feel like maybe they are engaged with other people. And it doesn't even have to be cheating. It literally could be like bad people, bad relations, like maybe they're into a gang. You see what I'm saying? Or something like that. And they all of a sudden have gang members coming over. Um, and maybe you're pulling your children out of the situation. I don't know. I see so many weird things, but it's like dark with the devil. And I mean, why else would you really dodge a bullet, right? And it's like they're giving all their energy and they're spending time other places. They're not giving you, and it's like you're trying to hold on for everything. But I just feel like there's something deeper going on in this situation that's very dark. We have the Death card and the Devil card in reverse, plus a Tower in reverse. So it's like it was their own personal. The Tower that happened was your own destruction. You did it before the universe allowed, made that happen. You pulled yourself out of the situation. You made your own personal transformation before it got worse. And I just see it getting worse and worse. So the end of the month, it's about the self-love and aligning yourself with what you truly want and are trust and really passionate about in your fifth house. But you feel very exhausted, having a lot of deep contemplation about this situation with the Temperance. There is some extremes. There could have been some alcoholism, some addictions. Like I said, there's something going on here where you dodged a bullet from their toxic behaviors. Like I said, it could be gang related. Whatever, it's very excessive and it's very extreme, and you dodged that. And now right? Now you know how excessive they really are. It's kind of crazy for some of you, because of these two cards here, they might even be running from the law, or did something terrible, ended up going to jail, and you dodged that bullet. I don't know. There's something really crazy here. It's almost like they put the death to their life over here by engaging in this situation. But I do see there's excessive and extremes. Like they're over excessive, you know what I mean? They like take everything to the extreme over here, and you're pulling yourself away from that situation. Really, you're aligning yourself for your own strength. Yeah. I mean, you feel a little down. I mean, you're going after your passion, but of course you feel a little sad and a little, feeling a little down about the situation. But I mean, if anything, you're accepting this challenge because you're saying, I'd rather be free than have to deal with this situation. There's too much karmic over here. So there is some perseverance over here, and really putting up your boundaries. So, there's a lot of, putting up a lot of resilience. But I feel like there's a lot of resistance too to allowing this person to come back around. For some of you, they may not be able to come back around because they literally could be in jail for doing something really stupid that, and that's why you feel like you dodged a bullet. Somehow or another, there's something about dodging a bullet over here, okay, where they did something stupid, or, or maybe they just got too crazy, right? They're getting too crazy. You have the isolation here. So you're kind of isolating yourself. I do feel like you're isolating yourself. You're distancing yourself. You're kind of like, no, no, no. I'm in, I'm kind of like in this healing process. I don't need this. There was a lot of deception and manipulation also coming off of this person or people around them. Other people around them could, there's a lot of haphazard actions that are going around. And when you accept the challenge to gain the wisdom, what's really going on, I feel like, once you kind of understand why this is doing this, like, why are you shattering our family? Why are you, why does my family not like you? Maybe they know something, like maybe a brother or something knows something out on the streets, about this person, or see what I'm saying? About them or people they hang around with, or however it is. I don't know. There's something really crazy going on here, but it's almost like you're going back after your personal values. There is still a little confusion, to this situation, because of the haphazard action. But now it's just about, really gaining control about what it is you truly want and building up your strength. With the love situation over here with the Seven of Pentacles, I really like that energy though when it comes to the fifth house. Excuse me, I was going to say the eighth house, the fifth house, because it's really talking about you planting these seeds, right? You might be feeling that you need to take this break, right, and focus on yourself and your well-being. But you're making yourself, I love this because it's saying I'm making myself the top priority, or my kids, my family, things that I need to really make sure, right? And I'm making all these, plans and goals, and making sure that I feel good and that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, not worrying about that, right? So you're just out like providing for your family, doing what you need to do, but you know what, making sure that your fruits of your labors are being, right, pursued. So in the fifth house, it's a little dark and a little edgy over here. But I do like it too, though. If we look just down this way, when it comes to creativity and stuff, it's like, I love that though, because it's going to say your creativity is really open. You have a lot of moon cards here and a lot of star cards. So you are definitely going to have the potentials to keep that creative flow going. So if you guys are, writing stories, working with music, doing anything like that, playing instruments, whatever you're doing, painting, you're still going to be able to feel like I don't see any creative blocks. Okay. So I know a lot of you do play music and do stuff like that, and I want you to know you're fine. You're fine with your creative blocks. You're going to be just fine. There's no creative blocks here. Okay. If anything, you're super open because, well, the stars and the stars, the wands, and the moon, showing that creative side. And where you're going to become very proud of your situation is where you're putting that energy. And I feel like you will be very proud of yourself going this way, because you're going to feel, by the time this happens, when you feel like you really dodged a bullet, when you really feel like, wow, you're going to be very proud of yourself, because you're going to feel like, holy moly, I could have been involved in that situation, or I could have been, if something went down, right? If I wouldn't have left the house or did something or pulled myself away from that, who knows what would have happened, because they just want to cause conflict, or they've just gone off the deep end and they're acting super crazy, and I just don't want to be a part of that. That a lot of times is dodging a bullet as well. Just knowing that they're acting crazy and being very toxic. Okay, so, and just like, I don't need some, crazy Karen over here, just like, acting crazy and acting cuckoo, or Kevin, or whatever they call him nowadays, right? Uh, so, but in seriousness, so it just feels like it's just this rundown, right? This rundown. So it is talking about you finding the proposals and, really getting back to, there's that creativity is open again. Like I said, you have a lot of creativity. So having that creativity and just really flowing within your heart and being able to really get back to, like, ooh, I got to get back to where where my head is, where my heart is. I got to get back to my kids' well-being. You may have just, even if you have kids, you just kind of saved a bullet for your whole family. But whether or not they're shattering your hopes and dreams with you and your family, you also have this that is saying there could be a family member around you who's just forewarning you, right? They don't like this person. There's a reason mom don't like them, right? And you know what I mean? It's like mom always knows best, or dad always knows best, or my sister or brother called that. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like almost maybe going around and kind of like really reinforcing. I do see it as kind of a rebellious thing on your side though in some ways, but I think you need that because that rebellion from the Aquarius is really where you're going to get that courage enough to say, you know what, I've had fucking enough. I'm out, dude. I can't do this. Right. And if it really wasn't for that freedom, loving, and rebellion piece of that situation, you might be still sitting there and God only knows what they're doing over here. Okay. I mean, it's a general reading, you know, but definitely they're in a dark place. Okay. So they may even been living off of your wealth. Okay. And so they feel like, you know, maybe you kicked them out of the house and that's them in the snow. Who knows? I don't know. Everybody's story is different. But definitely there's something going on where you're going to know for a fact, ooh, I don't know what's going on with that date, but I'm not doing that again. I got to be more careful. Okay. Okay, so let's see what the angels have to say real fast. And I do want to grab some of these dark soul. Dark soul? No, I don't think that's called. No. I said it wrong. It's sacred soul, but they're kind of dark cards. They're like for shadow work, you know? So we'll grab some of those and see what's saying over there. Kind of get into our, you know, try to get into your shadow side a little bit, just in case, you know. Give you that get out there and get there, you know. Many choices, opportunities abound you when you are in a dilemma. All roads lead to Rome. You do have that here with it's the same card as the Seven of Cups. Of course, your Seven of Cups was in reverse, but it's there for a reason because it was saying I'm in kind of a little bit of a fantasy land and confusion. But no matter what, it's saying there's so many more choices out there that's going to be offered to you. Okay. So this is talking about flexibility. Adapt slowly by using versatility, compromise, adaptation, and change. Be flexible in your methods. Okay, so those are really great cards. Okay, and then we got these shadow cards. So let's see the kind of shadow side where it's like, hey, if you do this, do that, right? Let's see what they say. Power struggle. Desire for recognition or the need to assert your authority over others. But I feel like that's what you're doing right now because you're kind of authority. But I believe it's to yourself. You're like, you know what? I'm not going through this power struggle anymore. I'm going to wear this crown and I'm going to get out there and I'm going to take the authority where the authority is needed. I love that. Resistance, holding on to old beliefs and refusing to adapt can hinder personal growth. And, you know, there's another one. So really not wanting to hold on to that devil. Okay. Anytime you have a mental block, fear of failure keeps you stuck. Break free from limits to unlock your potentials. Don't let any of this keep you in any kind of mental block. Okay, an addiction. I'm telling you, I feel like this person here has some kind of addiction. Compulsive need, despite negative consequences, gets support and therapy. I feel like that's your person because I still feel like that because we do have the Temperance in reverse. And I keep seeing for some of you some kind of addiction, some kind of maybe I don't know. I don't even know if I can say all of that on channel, but you know what I'm saying. I said gangs, so we'll keep it there for some of you. Not all of you, right? But I do feel like there's some kind of addiction. And it might even just be, if you know it's not drinking or any kind of addiction like that, it's just the karmic chains, right? But I do feel that there's something, no matter what, there's something toxic with this person. A tunnel vision consumes thoughts and emotions of often blinding you to the bigger picture. So do not allow anything to blind you to the bigger picture, but you're going to accept that challenge. I feel like this is where you kind of are before this reading was kind of like, I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be. I'm not sure, but here's your person obsessive. And I'd be careful of that because I do see that. I do see that. I'm telling you, this person has some kind of addiction. I don't care what kind of addiction it is. Addicted to you, whatever, but I also feel that they are definitely obsessive with you. Fixating to the point of compulsion, this intense focus can be overwhelming. But it's kind of crazy. It's like Yeah, but see, they're avoiding. See, that's what it is. It's so crazy. It's kind of like, okay, I don't want to give back to you what you're giving back to me. But then when it comes down to a certain situation, I don't want you to go because I'm dependent on you. Something about dependence, codependency. Even though they don't want to give back the love, even though they don't want to, they just want to fight. There's something very toxic, but it's also something about being obsessive. But when it comes down to certain situations, I avoid you, right? I don't give you back what you want. But boy, I'm obsessive over your money. They could be gold diggers. There's something here that keeps us tied together. It's key to see the need to avoid discomfort, but also to overcome and thrive. So I also feel like you avoiding them is going to be the best answer because that's going to help you dodge this bullet. There's something very weird about that. Maybe they don't have enough self-love for some of you. They don't know how to give it back, or they used to, now they don't. Third party situation, maybe they're out dealing with someone else, but they expect to come home and be in your bed for you to give them money. You guys, take that how it resonates, and you guys have a wonderful month. Till next time, peace and love. Bye bye.